Welcome to Hey Thanks. We're your hosts,
Ivy Miller.
and Lauren Hawkins.
Hey, thanks, Lo.
Hey, thanks, Ivy.
Hello.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
I'm doing great.
For you?
I'm a bit dusty.
Sounded hesitant there.
Yeah.
Bit dusty
Yes.
from the tequila.
Yeah, we had a bit of
We
tequila
had a bit of
last
tequila
night.
last night. Yes. But
And that's okay.
yeah, it's okay to have a little tequila
Mhm.
here and there.
And you know what we also did was we did a poll.
We did. We're very excited about the results here. We had a
Mhm.
bet going.
Yes.
We did.
And what was the bet, Lauren?
Well, it was if it's a good idea and strategy in the beginning of dating someone to play games or not.
Mhm.
And we stand on opposite sides of this, so that's how this poll came to be.
And I would say it's more of a conversation, less of a bet, because we haven't yet come up with things that we need to make the other person do.
Correct. We have not yet.
But the poll said, we asked the question, is playing games a good strategy? And 44% said yes, and 56% said no.
That is so interesting. I actually thought it would be the other way around.
Really? You thought more people play games?
Yeah, because it seems like it.
Yeah, I mean, you can read into people's actions pretty easily in general.
Yeah, I agree. Do you play games?
Yes. and that is a tough thing to say. Games, you know,
Yeah.
like I'm a shady person. I'm going around, I'm doing games. I'm trying to wrong people. Like, no. But I do have strategy.
Yeah. Someone
And-
actually asked me if these were board games.
Board game. Yeah, do you play board games on the first date?
Generally, no. Yeah. Well, it's it's interesting because it's like I'm bad at it, but I think it works.
Why do you think it works?
I don't know. So for me, I was dating this guy earlier this summer, and he was lovely. I think I've talked about him before. He was like on paper perfect. I just wasn't that into him.
Was he hot?
Yeah, objectively,
Was he fun?
yeah, but just it wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But it was funny because the way I sort of responded to him and acted with him was sort of the strategy we're talking about, the game playing strategy, where it was delayed responses. It was short. I was responding to him with delayed responses, short responses, like kind of one word responses. And it worked. He was so into me. And I never quote play games. But in this case, I guess I kind of was, not consciously.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Well, and let's break down playing games.
Yeah.
Is that just showing that you're not incredibly interested?
It could be, I think.
Yeah, just putting it out there that you're busy. You've got other things going on, and you're not making this brand new person in your life a number one priority. And that, I think, is important, because if you're meeting someone right off the bat and you're making them a priority, that's kind of a red flag.
Right, like they don't have anything else going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a red flag, I
Right?
would say for sure.
Like,
It's like, oh.
I'll move things. I don't have any things to move.
There's nothing else going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I think where the games come in is when you don't have anything to move and you have to decide what that's going to look like through text or, when you're talking to someone.
So early on, just so I can, this is a learning for me.
So what do you usually do?
Oh, I'm like so available.
Lauren,
it's not good.
I am
And
so
guess what?
available.
It has not been working well for me thus far.
I love your honesty.
I gotta be honest because I'm sure there's other people out there like me that are like, man, this just doesn't seem to be working, and there's a reason.
I can call her at 4 a.m. and she picks up.
I'm like, hey, yeah, what's up?
Sleeping? Never heard of
No, what's that? I don't know what that is. I don't know what sleep is. Yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Want to go to Cancun? Sure.
It-
Tomorrow? Great. I'm packed. It's not good. Second date? Yeah, let's go.
Are you the one making the dates?
Um,
Or,
both.
yeah, okay.
I literally once went on a second date. This was this was date number 2. He was like, "Hey, let's go to my friend's house. We can go swim in his pool." Also, like, maybe I didn't need to meet the friends on the second date.
Mm.
But, also we've talked about that it's kind of a good thing to like
Mhm.
sort of assess who that person is
Yeah.
early on.
Yeah.
But I should have asked more questions. It was a 2.5 hour drive upstate.
Oh,
And man, did I get to know him.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
that
lot.
was too long. And that was too much.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. There was no need for me to say yes. I think he just wanted to borrow my car, honestly.
Oh, you guys took your car.
Yeah, we took my car.
Yeah,
Mm.
see, there's a lot of
Yeah.
things there that are not
They're
what
not
you
good.
want.
I didn't need any of that
Yeah.
or want any of that. Okay, so good idea to sort of play the strategy of unavailability.
I
Like you
think,
got better things going on. I think it's
I
a
think
good
so.
technique. Yeah, I do.
and people will say, "Oh, don't play games." People want to see your authentic self, and that doesn't mean you can't show your authentic self. That's
Agreed.
just
Agreed.
limiting your magic, I think.
Mm.
Like I have, okay, say in my day, maybe I have an hour for a new person. I'm not talking to anybody right now, but if there
Yeah.
were,
Yeah.
say, a cute, fun guy at the grocery store,
You love grocery
I
stores.
do, and he goes, "Hey, you want to hang out?" I will. In my head, I go, "Okay, I have an hour for that." And
Okay.
when I show up for that hour, I will be fun and be myself, and I won't be
Yeah.
playing games. But I'm not going to turn that into a whole day thing, or I'm not. I'm going to give him. I've got from here to here.
You want to leave them wanting more.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I don't need him to see. Okay, well, she's got a whole spectrum of personalities. I met all of them today.
I met every single one of them in the first date.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing I think I do. I reveal too much from the get-go. And it's like, well, nothing else to figure out this one.
Yeah.
That's it. That's her. Right? I
Mhm.
think, it's fun to peel back the
Yeah.
layers, right?
And that goes to another part is men and women and humans like to play a game that could potentially be tough for them. Nobody wants to play a game that they win immediately and they're done.
It's so true.
Like, I don't want to do a 3-piece puzzle.
Yeah, definitely. It might seem like, hey, wow, like a nice accomplishment easily, but there's no longevity in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you want to be fond after and like chased, you got
I
to make
do.
yourself chaseable.
Right. I don't make myself chaseable. I'm being honest here.
I love you.
I'm being totally honest. It's just because I don't know. I've just never adopted these strategies. And so
Well,
I'm learning now. And this is
yeah.
great. Okay. So don't be too available, but be yourself when you are there with that person.
Yeah.
And then what's the technique? Okay. So I'm like a person that responds to texts like immediately.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Because say this person sends you a text
Mhm.
and there's no prompt for you to respond. Why would you respond?
Yeah.
Like, say they're like, "Yeah, I went to the grocery store." That for me, I'm leaving that on scene.
Yeah.
Unless it was like, "Yeah, I went to the grocery store." Have you ever seen Erewhon on a Sunday? Even that, I might leave on scene. But if
Right.
it's something like, Yeah, I went to the grocery store. Maybe some witty little banter and like a little like, hey, but you know what? Next time I'm bringing you along with me.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Then I want to respond to that. Maybe. Still.
Possibly.
I don't
Only
know.
a maybe still. Wow. Okay. So what's your time frame for responses? This is a good question too.
That doesn't matter to
That
me.
doesn't matter to
No.
you. Okay.
I think just if
So
there's
it's more the content.
yeah, you can see if someone's engaged by the way
Mm.
that they're talking. And
Or if they're just like shooting off a text.
yeah.
Just to shoot off a text.
Yeah, just and guys and girls will do this where they'll respond because they don't want to come across mean because they still want to bang. But there's a difference between keeping your options open and being genuinely interested in someone.
Yeah, I have someone doing this to me right now who's like trying to keep his options open. And
Yeah.
I'm just like,
No. People need to be begging for you.
and now that I haven't responded, it's like working.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so simple.
But I'm also over it. So I'm like,
yeah, well,
well,
kick him to the curb
yeah, he's kicked.
and watch him crawl back even faster.
He's trying to get back up on the curb, but
Ugh.
it's not going to work. But
Yeah, if there's a reason for you to respond, then sure. But if there's no
Okay.
reason, don't have like a little convo over text. There's no point.
got it. Okay. So this is all good for me.
You're a busy woman.
Lolo's learning.
Pretend all the time that you're at work.
Sunday night at work.
Yeah.
Saturday 11 p.m.
Well,
at work.
I meant I meant like the reason to respond, you know? Like at work you could probably sneak a text if it's like worth it.
Yeah, if it's really worth it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm busy.
Exactly. That's what I
Okay.
meant by that.
I love that. I love this. I've got better things to do. This is my new strategy.
Yeah.
I've always got something better.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Okay.
And then
cool.
you can sit back and decide, okay, do I want to spend more time with that person? Do I want to spend more time with that person? And you can start to give them more of yourself.
Okay, cool. This is good. This is good for me.
This is great.
This is great. I'm excited.
I mean,
honestly.
it took me a while to learn this.
Yeah.
And I learned it the hard way.
And this is tried and true. This is
Tried and
road
true.
tested.
Whatever anybody says, I lived in a sorority house with 20 of my girlfriends. And I was the older one. And they asked me one by one, slowly but surely. They were talking to older guys and they wanted the older guys to take them seriously, not just a girl in college. And
I
so
love this.
they would come to me and like I would take their phones and be talking to the guy for the day. And by the end of the day, the guy would be like obsessed with him. And they'd ask him for a date
Wow.
or ask him to go see something. And all it was just being a little busy, being a little mean,
Oh, a little mean.
a little sassy.
Oh.
Like be mean.
Yeah, I'm also not good at that.
I know. And maybe mean's a bad word for it, but like, you know, just like give them tood.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to do that.
People love tood. And
like
it's
what
fun.
kind of tude?
Like a little like, you want to hang out today? I don't know. I'm busy. With like a wink maybe. Or don't even throw the wink. Maybe a wink.
The wink is nice.
Yeah. you
It
know.
implies you're busy doing something fun. And
And
they
the-
want to know what.
Yeah. And they're like, well, are you really busy? And you're like, maybe, maybe not. Why? What do you got up your sleeve? You
Yeah,
know?
right. Like maybe
And
maybe
then
I'll
you're
be interested.
right.
Mm.
And you're not the one making the plans. Don't be the one making the plans. Make them do the heavy lifting.
Right. Like we've talked about this. It's so hot when someone makes a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but it is actually the hottest thing.
Yeah. And that being said, I am a big planner. I like
Yeah.
making plans and doing fun things, but I want them to do the work in the beginning.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like say they come up with 2 fun ideas. We've gone on 2 dates. Then I'll be like, "Hey, I've got a fun one." You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you'll start to see more of me.
Right. Then you get Ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But why would you get Ivy right off the bat? I don't know
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. And that's not fun. There's
Yeah.
no fun in that.
Yeah.
Getting the whole meal set in front of you at once.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
And also
you want courses.
this is dating. I must also say again,
Yes.
this isn't friendships. This is just, you're
True.
trying to catch the fish. How do you catch a fish? You literally got to tease it with some bait.
You do.
You can't just be like, "Here, fish, food," and throw it in the ocean. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. You're not getting the tuna that way.
Definitely.
And we want tuna here.
You get the sharks.
We
with the
want
chum.
those 60 pounders.
Yeah. Yeah, we want nice 60-pounders.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds good. I'm into that.
And think about it. Like, if you are disagreeing with me right now, think about the guys or the girls that got away, or that at least
Oh.
left an imprint on your head. Like, why weren't they into me? Think about how that interaction went.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, I know for me as well, like the ones that I'm like, oh, you know, I really liked him. Why did I really like him? Because he was unavailable, or because
Yeah, left some this
Yeah.
like air of mystery, right?
Uh-huh.
Left you wanting something more,
Yeah,
and sometimes you never get it.
yeah. And it's not that they got away. It's just this like beginning little dance.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
It's a tango.
I'm not saying, you know, once you get to know someone to keep playing like little like strategies. But hey, my mom and dad still have their like little strategies
Oh, yeah.
going. Like long relationships and marriages,
Yeah.
you always got to like spice things up. You can't just be like, "Here I am. Take it all. This is what you get forever."
Like on first date. You ain't gonna make it to the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so true. Like my parents, it'll be their 40th wedding anniversary this year. Congrats,
Wow.
mom
Congrats,
and dad.
Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah.
Hawk.
Yeah, crazy. I know. But yeah, you know, as I've gotten older, have gotten wiser to their little games that they play. And it's wild. You're like, oh, yeah,
Mhm.
I see. And they don't want to give them up.
What do you mean? Can you give us an example?
Oh, like they'll like kind of they throw jabs at each other.
Oh, see, that's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. And they'll like throw them down and kind of see how the other one responds. And it's like throwing, you know, throwing a little gasoline on the fire sometimes.
Mm,
Yeah.
spice it
And
up.
then they get to the end of the game. And
Yeah.
they're like, you know.
At 40 years, you know each other's boundaries.
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like.
And you know every little move.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the fun in it too. You're like, I
Yeah.
know your fucking cards.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll see my dad come down and be like in the kitchen in the morning, be like, my beautiful wife, and kiss my mom on the cheek, and she literally like gives side eye and then like walks over and grabs her coffee.
Like,
so
just
uninterested.
So uninterested. But really is interested.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
I know.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, like keep playing the right games.
Yeah.
Not the wrong
And
games.
strategy. I don't even like
Strategy.
to call it games.
Yeah, games. I think strategy is a nicer
Yeah.
word.
Have
'cause
some strategy with
Yeah.
everything in life that you do.
Absolutely. Relationships, like again, don't play games in friendships. That's dumb.
Yeah, that's
You don't
weird.
want to play games with your
No,
friends.
that's your
Be
friends
there-
are the one place where you
Yeah,
can just
Don't do that. That's
let it
not-
all out on
yeah.
the table.
Be honest, be open, be there, show up for your friends. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so I'm going into this year with a new strategy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
But-
like that.
And I think I even do this type of strategy for things I want in my career.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll write,
Oh, yeah.
I'll write it down. I'll like obsess over it for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I want it. I call it in.
Yeah,
And then you have to let it go.
right.
You have to be like, okay, I'll be fine not having this thing. And that is a big
That's
one.
huge.
Because I think we hold on to things so tightly and then it just slips away even further
Totally.
with that desperate, like, please, 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 I won't be okay if I don't have this thing.
And that drives in relationships. That drives one person away for sure. When
Yeah.
one person, I've been on both sides of that, and definitely never works ever.
Yeah.
Like the tighter you hold on, the more that person's gonna be like, get off of me.
Yeah.
Like get away.
Dolly Parton has a song like that.
Clinger.
She's like, it's something about you want them to, they want to leave as bad as you want them to stay.
Yeah.
Sad.
Oh, that's sad.
I know.
Oh man. Dolly knows.
She knows everything.
She knows everything. She's a wise woman. I love that woman.
She's an icon.
She is a true icon and a great businesswoman.
Oh, great.
Incredible.
Great business.
Yeah, great businesswoman.
Talk about not showing all your cards.
Exactly. She's never showed them all.
Watch the Dolly documentary and learn a thing or two
God, yeah.
or four.
That's the recommendation of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dolly documentary.
Dolly documentary.
Wow. She should have a lot more Dolly documentaries.
She should. I would watch them all.
Ah.
A million times.
Incredible.
All right. So, okay. Got my strategy again. What else? Like, what are the main things that you should do in the beginning? Like, what are your top 3 besides strategy?
So let's talk it through then.
Okay, yeah, because I'm
Like from
needed-
meeting someone?
Yes.
Okay, so you meet someone and you wait for them to text.
Okay.
And I always just pretend like I have a job I'm working.
Okay. So here's my other thing. Like in responding, I always feel like, oh, I want them to know I'm interested. But I guess it's like they already know I'm interested.
They hope you're interested.
They hope I'm interested. They
And you-
have to discover that.
and you have to keep that hope wanting.
Oh, okay.
That's the strategy. Keep that little flame alive. Don't just blow it out and be like, I'm ready here.
Okay. I have a question.
Yeah.
So what about like, okay, first date, do you go home with them?
Yeah, that was my question as well. I say no.
No.
Absolutely not.
What date? Like,
I know a lot of people, that's a hot question.
yeah.
Sex
it's
on the first date.
Yeah. Sex on the first date. Like, what?
Do you?
Generally speaking, to be honest, yes.
Uh,
I know.
but okay, and here's the thing.
It's generally how I meet people.
Here, Lauren,
Sorry, mom and dad.
it's generally how I meet people. But this is the part that gets me. It's because like this one pisses me off because if a man thinks they have any ownership over a woman after sleeping with them, or
Mhm.
in reversed, a woman thinks they have ownership, that's wrong. You don't get ownership over a person. There's no like gender conditioning. You don't get to,
Yeah.
that's not it. And it's not a power trip. And I really don't care about, how a guy sees me.
Right.
I
But
will.
he should see you in a respectful light.
Oh yes. Well,
Yeah.
going back to that,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying like,
Oh, you're saying
if you
like,
sleep with somebody on the first date and they're like, got it done, easy. Like I goes to his buddies, I nailed that. Ha, so sick.
that's not the guy you want to be with.
First of
anyway.
all, yeah, that's not the guy you want to be with. And there is something about giving someone that satisfaction, but at the same time, like I will sleep with somebody on the first date if I don't think that there's a future.
Oh, that's so interesting. I do it because I'm like, I want to know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what if
Yeah, you
It's
don't want to
m-
waste any time.
I'm like, what if you get like a month in and then you sleep with them and you're like, oh,
would you ever wait a month? No. So, come on.
but maybe there's a middle ground there.
But there's like, what about there's 3 dates? I think
Okay.
there's something to like, create that sexual
Right.
tension.
Right. You want to like be thinking about it.
Yeah, if I like someone, I won't sleep with them on the first date.
Yeah.
But that's also interesting to think about someone courting me. Like
Right.
if I really like someone and I want to sleep with them on the first date, they're going to look at me and maybe want to wait if they really like me, but if they
Right.
don't,
Then
because the reason I like, if I go on a date with somebody and they're really hot, but I'm uninterested in their personality, I'll be like, well, I mean, I don't do this anymore, but when I used to be like, well, it's like, I don't want to like have to hang out again. Like,
I
is
don't
that horrible?
wanna have to hang out again.
Oh my God. I need to stop talking.
We're brutally honest. So,
Yeah.
if you're, it's what everybody's thinking here.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think if I like them, I wait.
Okay. I think, I think that's, you wait a few dates maybe, but also it's like pop off.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to sleep
have
with them,
fun.
go for it. Like there's no right answer here, but I think, talking strategy, I think if you're thinking about
Yes.
strategy, then this is sort of like, yeah,
a
wait a few
strategy.
It is. Wait a few dates, like build the tension, be
Mhm.
thinking about that person at work, like in your day. Like that sounds fun to me.
And-
I'm excited now.
Yeah.
I'm excited thinking about it.
Good.
Yeah.
And I think too, if you have strategy in your personality, I think you have the opportunity to sleep with somebody on the first date and not have them think one thing or the other about it.
yeah.
Like if you have that strategy and you've made that banter and that like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, then
It's
you
fun.
can sleep with them and still have that power. I'm talking about the
Right.
power.
Yeah, I'm wanting to remain holding the power
Yes.
always.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
super
can only
important.
sleep with someone for the first time once.
That is so true. You can't do it a second time.
No.
It's one and done. There's only first once.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because then also too, you want to make sure you're like, oh, I really like this person. And you could get in the bedroom and you could be like, oh God, no.
Mm-hmm.
This is not working. We are not connecting on this level.
But I mean, some people wait till marriage. So I feel like there's a lot of things that you
Yeah.
can try to figure out before getting into that situation with them by just hanging out.
True.
So, but what was the other thing I wanted to mention was, nope, brain fart.
That's
Don't know.
okay. It happens to all of us. Yeah, I get brain farts all the time. Okay. So this is good. Wait a little bit. Now, here's the other thing too.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say this because this was something I learned like later in life. Like, you're not obligated to a fucking person
No.
because you went on a date with them.
Exactly. You don't owe them
You
anything.
do not owe them anything. And if they try to make you feel like they do, then fuck that person.
No.
Get out of there.
Don't fuck that
Well, don't
person.
fuck them. Not in that way. Do not fuck them.
Yeah.
But
Screw
them.
No. It's
Don't
not
screw
worth.
them.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
Yeah, you don't owe anybody
Leave.
anything.
You do not owe them anything.
Good call on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just had to say that because
Yeah.
that was as a young woman, especially if you're like, dating, it can be whatever. It's not necessarily just older men, but like when you're a young woman, like you just don't have the experience and the understanding, and maybe no one's told you like what, the protocol is for dating,
Yeah.
right? You just don't have experience. And
You have to figure it out on your own, and that's tough.
that's tough. Like, and you are never like, you never owe anybody anything. That's you
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, Lauren and I didn't have older sisters.
No.
So we had to figure this out slowly but surely.
Yeah.
And I think you can always say no.
You can always say no.
And you don't need to give an explanation.
Yes. That's another thing that I always felt like I had to explain myself to people who I barely knew. Like this obligation, like, oh, I have to like make an excuse, or I had to like, have some story or some explanation. Like, I realized later in life, you really don't.
Yeah.
You don't owe them anything. You can just say, yeah, no, not interested. I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
I went on a date with this guy and he took me out to dinner. It was a lovely dinner in New York. Like, this was fairly recently. And it was a nice dinner, but I just wasn't interested. His personality traits I didn't like, his mannerisms I didn't like. And the end of the dinner, like I stayed through the whole dinner. He paid, like he insisted on paying. And we walked outside, and it's sort of that moment, right? You're like, okay, is one person like, are we going to kiss? Like, what's going to happen? And he tried to go in for a kiss. And I did the like
The ostrich.
the back bend,
Yeah.
the back bend ostrich. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, you're like almost missing, like kind of
Yeah.
dodging.
Oof.
And he was like, oh. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, that was really nice. Like, I had a lovely time, but I'm just like not feeling the
Yeah.
chemistry. And he goes, are you kidding me?
What
I was like,
a response.
and he was like, I just paid for your dinner.
Ew.
And you're not even gonna make out with
Oh
me on
my
the street.
God.
And I was like, I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't feel like chemistry. And he's like, Jesus fuck. And I was like, okay. So many red flags here. He's like, you at least could have made out with me, but I was expecting you to come home. And I was like, yeah, and I'm
Ew.
walking away now.
God,
so
see,
like,
that would have been a viral TikTok.
oh my
If
God.
you're able to expose people like that.
I was insane. I was
Ew.
like, I got home and I was like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And he tried to text me again.
Ew.
And I was like, block.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that block button.
Yeah. So like you are not obligated. Like people can be assholes, but like just get out of there.
Yes.
Like-
And what about, Lauren, when you can't get out of there and something bad happens?
Oh yeah. Scream.
Well, aftermath.
Oh, aftermath. Like if you go home with someone, you're saying?
Yeah, and it's, if you get raped, what do?
Call 911 and go to the emergency room immediately, and they will help you.
Do it.
They literally will. Trust me.
Do it, and don't have
I'm a nurse.
any
Like no one
excuses
will
for it.
judge you.
Yeah,
like-
you have to do that. You have to get that 24
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah. 24 hours. Like go. Don't wait. Just go.
You can think about everything else later.
Yep.
Just do that first step,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll provide some resources
Absolutely.
for aftermath
Absolutely.
stuff.
But
But
huge
keep yourself safe.
supporter of just, I know it's like, you might feel ashamed or embarrassed or whatever. Like try to set that aside for the time being. They will help you at the hospital. They will, any medical professional will help you. Any police officer will help you. Any firefighter will help you. They will, provide the resources and bring you to the right place. So do not hesitate to do that. And it's wrong. Don't feel like, oh, I could have done something differently, or, that you contributed to that in any way. Like it's wrong, period, done.
Doesn't matter who, doesn't matter when, go to the hospital.
Yeah. So always, but, bad shit happens. Like, this world is not always a good place. So,
Yes. Sorry to take a turn there.
yes, but we have to talk about
Yeah.
all sort of aspects of this.
Yeah.
And
Dating.
dating is,
It can be really fun, and it can also be not so fun.
exactly.
And I was saying, keep yourself safe. And I ever so rudely interrupted you. I do that
No,
sometimes.
I do
just
that to you sometimes.
jump
too.
right in.
Okay, we get excited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
know.
know,
I do get excited.
I just have so much I want to talk, about with you and share with our listeners, and I just get a little excited.
So how can you say stay safe in a dating scenario?
Okay. Well,
'Cause-
always know your exit.
Because that is good.
Always know your exit.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's tough when you're meeting someone for the first time.
Yeah.
You're really putting yourself out into a scenario that you're trusting this person.
Right. So, I mean, if the person comes like with a plan, right? Like, meets 7:30 at McDonald's,
Yes.
and you can say, okay, what, look up the place, see where you're going.
What about
Like-
picking you up for McDonald's?
For McDonald's. For the drive-through.
I would say share your location with your friends.
Totally.
Tell them where you're going.
It's so easy to do. Yeah. Tell people where you're going. That's a great one. Hey, I'm going on a date with this guy. You can even tell them the person's name, guy or girl. I'm going on a date with this person. Have them check on you at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can you just shoot me a text? Like, all my friends, I'm so thankful for all of my besties out there, because we're also good about like checking in with each other. Like, especially like I always check on my friends. Like, I like check on their locations a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. You just like see where people are. If something seems weird, like check in on them, give them a call. Like, but also at the end of the night, right? Like, I
Yeah.
think that's a good, hey, you make it home. Like, how's your date?
Yeah. And I have mace in my purse. I always have.
Oh, you do?
Always.
That's smart. Yeah.
Always have a little weapon.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah. You just never know. You
It's
don't
not-
know this person.
It's nice to like have, means of escape if you need.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking of escape. Maybe that's just
Yeah. No, it's good. It's a strategy.
I
It's a good
you
strategy.
know, unless that's how I was in high school too.
Really?
Yeah, I'm always like, what would be the fastest way out of here?
You sound like my dad.
Really?
Mr. Safety.
Oh, that's another.
Yeah. We'll talk about Mr. Safety.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
dive into Mr.
Yeah,
Safety.
yeah, yeah. he was gonna love that you're saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, always have.
And as a girl, you don't owe anybody anything. Don't be afraid to be a bitch.
yeah,
Just prioritize yourself, and then you can decide if you want to give somebody more of yourself. But prioritize yourself. Do it. It's
Do it.
just that will
Do it,
keep
do
you
it, do it,
safe.
do
That
it.
will keep you happy.
yeah,
Don't give anybody more than you need to
yeah.
if you don't want to. It's your choice.
Safety, self-respect.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Safety and self-respect.
Yeah, those
Yep.
are kind of the two main points.
Yeah.
And strategy.
Strategy.
Man. Strategy. Have good strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Makes the world of difference. I'll report back. I'll let you know how it's going.
Yeah. I want
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah. I've got a crush, so
That's fun.
I know I'm excited.
Did you look up your compatibility of your horoscopes?
I did.
And what did it say?
We're very compatible.
And I also,
Yeah.
this is a fun little trick that
Ivy
I like
showed
to
me
do.
this.
You look up their horoscope. So say it's a Libra man.
Yeah.
How to woo a Libra man. How to attract a Libra man. And it
Yeah,
gives you like
yeah.
WikiHow will give you like 10 awesome steps
Yeah. They
on
were
things that they like. And
with
they're
pictures.
usually like really spot on.
Ivy is claiming that this is it. This is the strategy. So I'm gonna test it out with my crush.
Yeah.
And
Let us know how it goes.
I will. I'm like so excited. And then we looked up, very compatible. Apparently this might be the love of my life.
Yeah. Wow.
So
That's exciting.
yeah, it's really gonna strategize.
But
this
how
one.
are you gonna you're gonna act like he doesn't exist, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna act like I don't know his name.
Lauren goes, apparently we're loves of each other's lives. Nice to meet you.
That's like the first thing I say. He's like, "Who are you?"
It says it online right here. You pull up his
He's
birthday.
like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Look, I've looked it up. I know." He's like, "You're insane. Never speak to me again."
I adore
He doesn't
you.
know yet. He
I
doesn't
love
know,
that. But there's something that's like golden retriever energy.
I am a golden retriever.
you are.
I am a full-on golden retriever. Very loving, excited about everything,
I love that.
very enthusiastic.
Amazing.
Put all my cards on the table at once before you even know my name. Oh man, cool. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks guys.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great week.
Have a great week. Bye.
This episode was produced by Tastemakers Media.